This is Moments with Foo with James Foo Torres, better known as Foo, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet, hear their stories, and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Moments with Foo is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Foo.
Hello and welcome to Moments with Foo. I'm your host, James Foo Torres, but you can call me Foo, hence the name of the podcast. And today I have Angie Toney. She is a CPA. She is the owner of Oasis Tax Advisory or Tax Services and also Angel Financial Services. And I'm going to let her tell you more about that. But first, Angie, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you for having me today.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get into this. I mean, we've been working together for a little bit. I'm excited to get through the first tax season, and I want to talk here about some actionable tips or advice for business owners, and also especially to talk about like accountants and tax pros coming tax season now, and the things that we're doing with Angel Financial. So let's kick it off with a quick introduction about yourself and your company.
Yeah. So I'm Angie Toney. I grew up in New York City. I'm a New York State CPA as well as a personal financial specialist, PFS. So basically, I do tax advising, even though it has some element of financial planning, but with a tax specialty. So I minimize taxes and legally, right? So that none of us end up in jail. I have a 30 plus successful career in corporate audit, internal audit. So fighting white collar crime I did for many years until I started my own practice. I now live in Northern Virginia, the DC area. I'm considered a suburb of DC. And I started my own practice to do tax advising, prep, accounting, that type of thing. And then I started to niche into representation and planning and advisory. What happened is I noticed that a lot of professionals, such as myself, either brand new starting their practice or left corporate and started a practice, they have a lot of imposter syndrome. And because I went through what I did, I started answering a lot of questions to other tax professionals. So I had a platform built to mentor and coach as well. So hopefully to avoid some of the things that I had, and also to encourage people to know that they can do it. Their credentials, they absolutely have the knowledge and experience. They just need a little bit of a support to go out there and help the public.
Yeah, and the power of having a community that you don't have to know everything, and being able to share ideas, and the tax code is changing all the time, and being able to have that support, it's something that helps a lot when it comes to not feeling alone. And when you're doing taxes and just accounting in general for clients, it's such an important thing, that especially if there's a representation case that people are dealing already with so much stress. And that's why like I know that you mentioned like that oasis, right? Like you want to people to feel like there's like an oasis, a pleasant place for taxes, and then that Angel Financial side is to where like you're able to like then build this community with other professionals that you can help each other out. So like I really like that component, and building that platform to build like a hub for all needs of tax professionals. So like if it's not in the community, then we know somebody that knows somebody that can help us. So I'm very excited about that part. The power of collaboration is so much stronger than trying to compete. There's more than enough clients for everybody, right?
Thank you so much. That's a great point.
Given your expertise, both, working directly with business owners and also both very specifically business owners in the accountants and tax space, what are some actionable tips or advice that you have for any of those two types of business owners, so you can give that advice to the audience.
Yeah. Right away on the business side, we need knowledge. How do you choose the right professional? And then also have the support you need, because a lot of us are solopreneurs when we start out, and then we're trying to transition into a big business. Well, hopefully, right? But there's a lot of obstacles to jump over. Trust, finding the right people, finding technology, building your tech stack, having conversations, everything. Then you got to network too. Some of us are introverts, believe it or not, in these people businesses. But on the business side in Oasis, I try to make my business owners understand that knowledge is so important. You don't just pay and go away. You have to collaborate with your professional, your accountant, your tax provider, your financial advisor, and so forth. It actually is a team effort. On the business professional side of accounting, other pros, same thing. If you want to serve quality, you have to study, you have to be educated, be up on the trends, and then be able to support clients the way they really need to be supported. And why try to fight this battle by yourself? It is lonely out there. You're always second guessing yourself. You're getting overwhelmed because you can't deliver the product fast enough. So, hey, why not collaborate with other pros who are like-minded, taking the same trainings, have the same skill set, and so forth, that you can actually trust and share. So that's the whole purpose of building the community, a trusting place, a respectful place where we can work together. We're better together.
Definitely, no doubt. And what has been something that you've seen, because there's a lot of different communities around, of like for tax professionals. People do Facebook groups, people do all kinds of different ways to get people together for help. What has been something that you have seen that has not been working, that you've been like, this is the reason that I'm doing it this way, to be able to account for the lack of support in a specific way that you've seen in other communities?
A lot of us have our budget for marketing and getting new clients, or to learn, get your skill set, templates and things. And we pay and pay and pay. But then you come out of these trainings, you come out of these networking events, you purchase all of these tools, and you still look in the mirror and you're like, okay, now what? That transition is key to turn theory into practice. And it hasn't been working to pay a lot of money to a lot of mastermind courses, coaching, training, and this, and don't have a way to really connect and ask further questions, dig deeper, actually put it into practice, and now have a specific question on a case, on a client, and have no one to turn to. That's what I found was not working, especially when I tried it. Everybody wants to get to the next level. Everybody wants to grow this $1 million firm, but then with the same old solopreneur mindset, it's not going to happen. You need to build a community of trust where we can share the wealth. As you said before, plenty of work for everybody. We can all share an engagement and get it done. The ultimate goal is to deliver a quality product to that client.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing that I want to add, that's something that we're building, that I want to make sure that it's not just about having the knowledge, right? Like they're not just having the information and access to a course or things like that. Like something that you do is like very personalized. Like bring your specific case and like let's talk about it right now. And you put your 2 cents, and other people also put their 2 cents. Another thing that I like to bring to the table in this community is also the how to position yourself, and how to now take all this knowledge to be able to differentiate yourself, position yourself as a one of zero, show your authentic authority, and being able to then get more of the type of clients that you want, long-term clients that align with your values, your mission, your vision, and not just like, well, I have all this knowledge, but then I just take whatever client, and not really being able to scale and live the life that I want to live. Then that's the reason that I started my business, right? So that's a very big focus on the community for us, right? That is making sure that we are matching the lifestyle that we want, because that's why we all started businesses, not to just take whatever client and then have a bunch of headaches and then just going crazy because we just have a lot of work and a lot of people that are giving us a lot of stress. But rather, let's build long-term relationships with people where we can do advisory, where we can do something more holistic, and to be able to position ourselves as advisors rather than like just a number cruncher there to just solve your problems and have a bad experience.
Yes, there has to be mutual respect. I'm telling you, the amount of nickel and diming out there and the haggling on the prices and just the whole lack of respect of what the small business owner does, it's really incredible. And so you have to learn how to stand your ground, but at the same time you don't want to be involved in busy work, a lot of volume work, just issue, and don't even see your client as a face. No relationship, it's just not going to grow. They're not going to refer. It's going to be an awful experience. And to me, ultimately, that's what you want to do. You want to have the client feel like, wow, that was really great. It was more than just, well, you did my taxes. Oh, you delivered me a tax plan and saved me some money. It's a person, a trusted advisor you can come to continually and refer other people. It pretty much should sell itself after year 1 or 2. There's no reason why anybody should be struggling to fill that pipeline. It should be flowing after a few quality deliverables.
Yeah, I completely agree, and especially with people that you can align with long term, right? Because it's there's a clear shortage right now of CPAs around, and so there's no really, if anything, like people should be taking care of their CPAs and making sure that they treat them right, because uh, as more CPAs or just accountants and tax pros in general keep retiring and not be enough people coming in, then there's gonna be more scarcity and more
Mm-hmm.
scarcity on that area. So that's a very very important point to make. And another thing, that brings me to the point that we talked before, that um, we want to be able with this community with the Angel Financial to be able to make accounting cool again, so to speak. So that way people can see like this opportunity to
Yeah.
make money, to live a life worth living, to have fulfillment on the clients that you're helping, and attract more people to come into this industry, because it's such it's needed. It's the language of business. And if we don't attract more people to this industry, then we're gonna get on a sticky situation real quick. Don't you think?
Yeah, why does this have to be dry? Why does it have to say accounting? Oh no, why? You can make your business fun. A lot of things that I try to add into the Executive Touch, that's the formal name for the program within Angel Financial Services, is to have events in exotic places if possible, time it right with retreat type activities so that you can nourish your spiritual self as well. We want to stay healthy. We want to stay knowledgeable in all aspects of our lives and be holistic in the way we're caring for ourselves, our practices, our clients, our colleagues. It just makes it fun. When people just say, well, I just want to do a business, and they just open up shop and they just looking at the activity itself, it's not going to be long before they're drained and absolutely give up. Every day I hear some other accountant dropping. Why we drop like flies? Oh, I can't do this anymore. Something has to give.
Yeah, it's super important. I mean, it's something that we align very well here. It's not about just, oh, make your business so you can make your own hours and be your own boss or whatever, right? It's more of a, so you can have have a self development journey where you're getting paid for it, and grow holistically, so that way you don't burn out, So that way you can also help your clients in a more holistic way, because we're human beings helping human beings ultimately, more than, oh, I'm a service provider doing your taxes or doing your bookkeeping, or both, right? It's a matter of I want to help you grow. Like, I've learned these things, like as an accountant, you have developed certain skill sets that you can help grow a company through those experiences that you had, and the knowledge that you have. And then there's also like the personal part, that if we don't take care of that part, everything else crumbles. So that's a very important part that we need to take care of: the nutrition, the spirituality, right? Like our relationships. And that's why, like, I'm very big in the alignment with the clients, but also with the employees, also with the contractors, and everybody that is around you. So that way we don't
Everybody.
we don't create a toxic environment that it becomes a crutch, and then ultimately can help, can be something that we fail on business because of it.
Yes, hence our title, Oasis, that we chose for the C Corporation. We're C Corporation on the tax advisory side, because I want it to be pleasant. We should like who we work with. We can choose to. We interview clients too. And if we choose to not work with you, it's not a good fit. You can interview us. We're not a good fit. So it should fit very nicely so that we can all work together collaboratively. I do want to also touch on work ethic, because just because you're making your own hours and living the way you want, not stressing yourself out, there's still professionalism that we don't give up. We have to be on time, dependable, protective of the client's information, taking training, licensing, staying up with all of that. It's not, well, it's my own business, I do what I want kind of thing, but you have to build in that work ethic and that professionalism.
Yes, and that's that reminds me, the fact that the community, right, and in your financial, you call it the executive touch, right? And it's how to
Yes,
bring that executive feeling, the high end experience into your practice, right? So that's part of that. The experience is so important, because that's what determines that you don't have to fight on price. You don't have to uh, worry about like big problems with clients because like they don't like the experience and they see you as a commodity, right? Because the experience working with you is so pleasant. It feels like a big corporation almost, right? Like that big experience, that then there's no reason for having to look for another accountant or anything, because you have your needs met, and you feel like you're more than a transaction. You're a relationship. You're somebody that really, a client that is getting taken care of, not just a transaction. There's like, hey, just give me the money and I'll do the minimum to check some boxes and get it done, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Mhm. It's is there any last one or two takeaways maybe that you want to leave the audience with before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I want people to know we can do this. Yes, we were challenged with pandemic. We're challenged with personnel issues, cash flow issues. It's tough out there to run a small business, but don't be alone. Network, and not just online, not just posts. Meet up with people. It's time to go back out into the public and meet up and build that community, that strength, but also recognize the fact that people's time is important. So you want to be able to invest in the right subscriptions and so forth. If you're going to use a professional's time, pay for it. And that mutual respect will go a long way. Just as though you don't want your clients to nickel and dime you, don't nickel and dime your vendors. You know what I mean? So once we're all working respectfully among each other, it'll be successful and we'll get there.
Great advice. Great takeaway to wrap to start wrapping this up. So, um, ultimately, here, like the last thing I always ask is to, what type of people are you looking to connect with the most, and how can people find you?
I want to work with people who really are serious about their practice, business. They want to do better and get to the next level, like seriously. It's not just somebody who puts numbers in a column, somebody who wants to build the relationship and have a trusted advisor. That's on the business side, the client side of Oasis. People who really are serious about their business, want to nurture it and have it take care of them into retirement. On the tax pro side, again, people who are serious about building a relationship with a trusted coach, mentor, trainer, so that you're not out there alone, respectful of the time, the calendar. So that is really what we're building, and recognize that investing in yourself or investing in these types of programs too is investing in yourself and supporting your growth.
Excellent, excellent. Anybody that wants to feel part of a community where all necessities for you to succeed, all the resources, knowledge, and even like help with like marketing, right? Like I'm always gonna be there in that community to help, and I'm very passionate about helping you guys, accountants and tax pros, really excel as strategic advisors and not as just a service provider, number cruncher. So uh, thanks for taking the time to come here and add some value and some perspective for both business owners in general and accountants and tax pros that are looking for what's the answer for me to be able to take it to the next level. Like I don't want to feel alone anymore, and who can I pair myself with and how, and we touch on a couple great points here, and I hope that this adds value to some people.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you too, Fu. And I also do want to say the day I met you was a game changer for me. I respect your your marketing abilities. You're very talented. And yeah, so I think together we're going to make 2024 really strong.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for more events, getting offline, right? Like you were saying earlier. I'm excited to be able to structure things better, so that way we can have something that is more pleasant, more aligned with our mission and vision, right, and our values, and then take as many people with us, and ultimately, like I was saying earlier, make accounting and tax services cool again.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so this was Angie Toney, or Angie T, and Fu, and this is us signing off.
Thanks for listening to Moments with Fu with your host, Fu. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we will see you on the next episode.